Hi, nice to see you again.
Likewise.
Yeah, it's been really a busy time at the moment with festivals and everything. How have you been with your dancing?
Oh, good. I did Tony's class on Tuesday. I'm still looking for a place to teach mine, but I'm still doing it virtually, so that's lovely. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to ask you some questions and find out more about you. First tell me a little bit about what age and stage of your life you were in when you realized that we are spiritual beings having a human experience.
Well, I think deep down I've always known, but it became very strong when I did the hypnotherapy training in 2010, and particularly doing the regression in the past life regression and tuning into the different energies, and it became stronger over the years. And when you speak to other people as well, you find yourself moving in more and more spiritual circles the more you embrace who you really are. And you start to remember that you are a soul having a human experience. And, you are an eternal being of light. And
And
that's a more positive way to think of it. And when you think of death as a change rather than the end, it's completely different.
So what inspires you to choose hypnotherapy as your first entree into, spiritual healing and helping others?
I think it was becoming more and more popular at the time because that was 16 years ago now when I qualified. And it was gaining popularity with a range of different things, including weight loss and stopping smoking, working with self-esteem, confidence. So I didn't expect it at the time to lead to where it's led now, doing all the past life regression and other life regression, and then moving into the quantum healing. But it was, in a way, it was a stepping stone. So after doing the hypnotherapy, I went on to learn neuro-linguistic programming and emotional freedom technique, which is tapping on all the different pressure points around the body and the head. There's points all over your entire surface of your skin where you can use the acupressure points instead of using, needles for acupuncture. So it's very accessible. And it's something that's easy to teach clients to do on their own. So it could be done in traffic jams, if people instead of being anxious about being stuck in a traffic jam, you could do a quick round of tapping on pressure points and find yourself instantly calmed. So it's just a really useful technique.
I love that. Yes, I've done tapping. Not in my car though. I will try it next time I'm in the notorious LA traffic. So you call yourself a quantum healer. What catalyzed you to become and take on the mantle of being a quantum healer?
Mostly because the way the world is changing at the moment. And Lee Harris was actually quite a big influence because he talks a lot about vibration. And then I've read the work of Dr. David Hamilton. He's a scientist, and it's scientifically proven energy, for example, Reiki energy changes the brain waves. It can be seen on cameras as well now, using like Kirlian photography. So what used to be called woo-woo is now scientifically proven. So that kind of encourages people who've kind of been interested maybe in the past, but they've dismissed it as being kind of nonsense for the hippies. Now there's scientific proof, there's a lot more people getting involved. When you go into the level of quantum healing, you start to focus on the fact that everything is energy. So we're 99.9999% energy, and the matter is 0.0001%. So when you think about an energy shift, it's logical that shifting energy can shift your vibrations, it can reduce trapped energy that is stuck within the body. And when you release that, you create space for something better and whatever you choose to create. So it's an ongoing process for a lot of clients, and everyone's a work in progress. Everyone's at
Abs
different stages, yeah. So
Absolutely. And I love that you articulated so eloquently the intersection of science and spirituality, because a lot of what we have been doing for a long time spiritually, like vibration, frequency, quantum energy, the field of the unified field of consciousness, it is being validated by science. So that's beautiful that the way you articulated that. So, what is one of the most significant revelations you've experienced as a quantum healer?
I think really feeling the energy, particularly when you feel the atoms within your body. I've done the Vipassana meditation course, which is a 10-day silent meditation, and you can tune in to such a level when you go within that you can have that awareness of the vibration of the atoms in your body. So when you tune in to the fact that everything is frequency and vibration, it really makes a strong impact, and you know without any doubt that everything is energy because you can feel it within yourself. And a lot of people, when they start with meditation, they might just start off feeling relaxed, and it takes longer to get to that level. But I'm finding more and more that as the world changes, people are kind of reaching that level much faster. Whereas, decades ago, it would take years and years and years of meditation. People are reaching that level much quicker, and sometimes within a matter of weeks, that they've reached a very high level and high frequency. So it's good to see the world is changing for the better.
Yes, and hopefully that accelerated pace will reach the entire planet.
Yes.
Yes, because some places need it much more than others. So what inspired you to start doing other lives hypnosis regressions?
I found it fascinating because during my hypnotherapy training, I was recommended to read about Dolores Cannon, and she's considered, to be the grandmother of hypnotherapy, if you like. So she's written so many different books, and when you tune into other lives, there's a really good series actually on Gaia TV called Journey of the Souls, and it gives examples, real life examples of different therapists all around the world doing other life regression. And it can be so deeply healing because you can be born with trauma from another lifetime, so it's not even from this life. And for example, there may be somebody that has an issue with their weight, and when they go back to another lifetime, they found that they've starved to death, and that's caused issues around food in their current lifetime. And it all sort of flows and clicks into place, and it can bring in such a lot of clarity for people. So that's what fascinates me. And it's very interesting. And when you've done quite a lot of this type of work, you start to see what's coming up. And particularly the certain eras, particularly World War One, I've seen a few clients that have died during that. And the release, when they send healing to that part of them that may have died horrifically in another lifetime, but you can bring in healing from source to that lifetime. So when they are surrounded in a high vibration energy, it's as though a big weight has been lifted, and they've got that sense of freedom as they release that old burden. So it's really beautiful.
Oh, that is very beautiful. And I'm looking forward to doing that myself with you. So thank you for that. So now please tell me a little bit about your upcoming retreat in October in Poland.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's funny the connection that the retreat center owner has with me, because even though she's in Poland, she went to the same university as me, Aberystwyth in Wales. I was like, what are the chances?
It's a
And
small world.
yeah, it's a lovely, lovely venue. It's right in the forest, so it's surrounded by nature. There's a really good size yoga studio, and I'm inviting in different facilitators so that it's an overall mind, body, spirit, and soul retreat for further advancement. So people that have more than likely done some sort of yoga and meditation, and we'll be doing different activities, including sound healing as well. And Eva, who lives in Poland as well, she offers Thai massage. So there's different one-to-one sessions with people within the group, as well as the different group work. So I'll be doing quantum healing sessions or the life regression. Emotional freedom technique, we'll be bringing in some dance, some Egyptian postures of power, which channel kind of light energy to shift blockages within the body. Then we've got a couple of different yoga teachers coming. So we're bringing in kind of cosmic and elemental yoga. And at the moment, it's still being created. So I'm inviting people to find out more if they're coming as a participant or if they'd like to experience being part of a retreat as one of the facilitators. And Sonia is an excellent cook as well. So she creates these amazing meals. A lot of it she grows on her own land. And, she can do vegan, vegetarian. Occasionally there's people that they'll eat the organic meat as well. And it's a really nurturing environment. And she's got these beautiful dogs that are kind of like running around. They look like wolves. I don't know what type they are, but they're kind of white Alsatian wolf type dogs. And they're just beautiful. And she's got the chickens running around. And last time I was there, some ducklings were born, and I held a little 2-day-old duckling in my hand, and it was so cute. So it's
Oh,
connecting with nature and the animals, as well as being in the yoga studio and doing the very deep meditation and the quantum healing. So it's taking, a holiday to another level. And, well, we all love holidays. What if you decide to make your holiday a retreat, and then you find that you've actually raised your own vibration through the retreat? And some participants, they like to tag on a couple of nights in Krakow as well. So it's a really beautiful Gothic city, and it's only about an hour away. So there's many different options, and I'm giving people the option to do 3, 4, or 5 nights. So people who have less holidays, maybe less flexibility, can just come and do the basic 3 nights. Or if you feel you need more time and you're going to benefit more, you've got more time, energy, space to kind of experience every day. And every day is its own kind of complete day. So whether you're doing 3, 4, or 5 nights, you're going to make a massive shift. But afterwards, I give people exercises, some journaling prompts, just to keep up the momentum of the shift that they've made, rather than going straight back into the everyday lives. They've got the chance to continue the progression. And I send them meditations, and then they can join my school group afterwards, where they can do monthly meditations. And it's being part of a community and being supportive with each other.
that's
So,
beautiful. So please mention for the listeners the name of the retreat and the dates.
so I'm flying out on the 2nd of October. So participants are invited to join the 2nd or the 3rd of October. So flying into Krakow. So the retreat itself will actually start on the 3rd, but you're welcome to arrive the day before. That's perfectly fine. And then three, as I said, 3, 4, or 5 nights. But I'm sure Sonia can accommodate if people want to stay a little bit longer. There's those options. And it's also good for people if they're considering running their own retreat. They might like to try it out, see how it feels, and then go back maybe next year and run their own. So it's very flexible.
And what is the name of it?
I've played with different names, so I think the main theme is going to be tuning into your light. So it's the light within. That's the main theme of what it's about. And remembering who you are. So when you tune in and remember that you are a being of light, you are an eternal soul. When you really embrace that and embody it, rather than doing the reading, when you actually feel it and you start to remember, then there's kind of a lightness. It's as though all those burdens of having to do so much doing and rushing around, and you take the time to simply be and be within yourself. And it's finding the inner stillness. So within the retreat, there's opportunities to just go and spend time in the forest on your own, do the reading, and then have that community and supportive space together as well.
That's beautiful. That was so eloquently stated. And whatever title you choose, I'm sure it will resonate because it has the quantum energy within it.
Yeah. It does.
So I also understand you were nominated for two spiritual business awards. Can you tell me a little bit about those?
Yeah, that's coming up next week. It's been held in a castle just outside Leeds in the north of England. So I've been nominated for the Rising Star Award and for the Plant Medicine Facilitator. So I like to use different plant medicines like cacao. It's really grown in popularity this last decade, and it's really heart opening. It's the kind of the pure energy of chocolate. When you take away all the sugar and all the rubbish that gets added, the cacao itself is a beautiful medicine that's been used by shamans, for thousands of years. And they use other medicines like blue lotus flower, which help to expand your consciousness. So if you take these medicines before doing a quantum healing session and before simply meditating or even before doing yoga and movement, it takes it to another level. And it's about appreciating nature in a way because there's so much out there and there's so many different herbs as well that people are starting to use more and think about putting aside all the pharmaceutical drugs, which can often do more harm than good, and tuning back into what nature provides. And quite often things grow together, There's the dock leaves which grow next to the nettles. So if you sting yourself on a nettle, the medicine's there just to use straight away. And there's so many examples. And they
I love
stick
that.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say I love that synergistic balance. The
Mm,
solution is right next to the issue, so it's so easy to solve it. Nice.
yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just to continue focusing within. And if you're ready to find out more how you can work with me, I work with people all around the world on Zoom and in person in the northwest of England. And my website is awakentolife.co.uk. And people are welcome to book in a chat with me if they just want to discuss the different options, how I work with people. I like to offer, 6, 8, or 12 sessions as a package because so many different things can be cleared during that time. And with a few Zoom sessions, I can find out where the shift kind of needs to happen for you to let go of the old limiting beliefs and step towards creating a life of joy and purpose.
Beautiful. Well, it's been so lovely talking with you, getting to know more about you and your endeavors, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks a lot. I'll